I'm here interviewing Megan Cherkiai about her business, and we're going to give her a little bit of time to talk about it. So we're going to just start off by saying what really made you get into starting your own business. Actually, we'll describe your business at first, and then we'll get a little bit of more background about it.
Okay, my business is called Aero Cosmetics Co. I started it with two other girls in the entrepreneurship major last year, and we sell a line of all-natural, organic, do-it-yourself makeup kits. We have a blush, a bronzer, and an eyeshadow. Each kit comes with 3 organic ingredients, which gives the consumer an opportunity to create their own unique shade of makeup that's very healthy for her and healthy for the environment.
Okay, very, very interesting. So what made you kind of get into starting to want to own your own business or start your own business?
When I was young, I was in Girl Scouts.
Of course.
And yes, and I was really good at selling cookies, and that's kind of where I learned how to run a business and sell things and be independent with money. And my parents are both hustlers, so I think that helped me kind of figure out that this is something that I want to do. It's a little bit risky and a little bit uncertain, but it's also cool to create your own thing that's totally yours.
Yeah, that is a very cool idea. So we're going to go ahead and get right into a few of the background questions. So we're talking about the startup of a business, and the startup of your business obviously about a year ago. So how much time, money, and planning did it take before you decided to actually go forward with it and actually open the business?
So this began as a class project through the entrepreneurship school or major, and basically we had seed money from the major. We started off with $400, which we asked for with a budget that we had created. We had this idea, we had a budget, and we had $400. And with that $400, we bought packaging, we bought initial ingredients, and we bought like a couple of events to go to, like spaces at events. And that really only took, we began in October of last year, so it only took a couple months for us to really hit the ground running with our company. And from then on, we've been, just going where it takes us.
Very cool. Describe some of those events and kind of places that you've been doing, like marketing and showcasing and everything like that. Where's some of those?
Our first event was actually at this Boston, Georgia mini marathon, and it was just a very small town, and all these people loved it. They loved to come out, and we've done stuff like that. We've done craft fairs and like a vegan festival, just some little shows around town and around the state.
So we've talked a little bit about your partner now. We've gotten a little bit of background in her. So how is it working with partner or partners at one point maybe in time? Just get a little bit of elaboration on, you're not a sole entrepreneur, you're working with a little bit of a group.
Yeah, we began with 3 girls in the entrepreneurship major when we started the company. It was 3 of us, and it was me, Paula, and Nikki. And Nikki did a lot of the product development. Paula is still doing all of the marketing, and I'm working more on the operations side. And Nikki worked with us all through last year. She left the company at the end of the spring semester, but me and Paula continued it through the summer, and we're still working on it now. So it's a good team. We work well together. We really understand what we want for the brand. We understand how we can, what our jobs are, and how we can further the company to be the best it can be.
Okay, so speaking into specific jobs and like operations and everything like that, so now you're down to the 2 of you.
Yeah.
So you said that she's handling a little bit more of the marketing and the social media presence, and so you're going to a little bit more of the manufacturing because you're obviously taking on some of those resources from before. So do you mind elaborating about like the actual manufacturing process, like how it's made, like what is going into that, and how it's kind of being like transported and delivered and then put out?
Yeah, so we basically are kind of like the middleman for this company, because for the makeup, because the consumer does create their own shades. We don't have to mix it for them, so we're pretty much producing 3 little ingredients in 1 mixing jar. So we're not making the perfect shade for them, we're just sort of bundling it all together. So we order ingredients from this farm, and we order these plastic materials, and we have bags that are made from other students in our class. So we kind of work together with different people and different companies to create our product and our design, but we actually put it all together ourselves. Like every couple months we'll sit down and like knock out about 50 of them at a time, and really just work hard for a couple hours and scoop each ingredient into the thing. But it works well so far. It's been good. We don't need to uh, spend a lot of money on that or time, because it's not so hard to do it from where we are right
Yeah,
now.
and I like the kind of idea of being able to give someone the ability to create their own, like, their own perfect shade, because obviously I don't have a lot of background in that kind of area, but
You
if
sure?
okay, maybe a little bit. But definitely I like that kind of idea of being able to create something that is of your own. And you
Yeah.
guys are doing that in your company. You're creating something of your own and then giving it to someone as like the middleman, as you were saying, from these organic and all natural materials coming from this farm that you describe it, which is very kind of an interesting way of gaining those materials and then putting it together yourselves. It's like a very very cool way of giving it to the customer and being able to say this is what I made, and I made this so you can make something that will really help you out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. So you are working on manufacturing, and I'm assuming that some of those other responsibilities from before, and you said before you were doing a little bit more of the logistic work
Yeah.
in the actual company. So we'll talk a little bit about finance, because obviously that's something that everybody's got to deal with, and nobody wants to, but
No.
we're going to have to deal with it. So how is the finance run throughout your company? Is it between the partners? Is it just you? Is it like the majority of the whole company-wide decision? So just go ahead and elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, I mostly do the finances of our company. I have a big spreadsheet and I work at it. Like every transaction we have, we log it and put it in there, and it's something that you have to be very diligent about and stay on top of and understand where the money is and how it's working out. But that's mostly my responsibility, but Paula is aware of every transaction that's made as well. So
Okay, very cool. So are there any challenges specifically that come with handling the finance aspect of it? Obviously that's not something that is like everybody's walk in the park or everything, but definitely not for me.
Yeah.
But is there any specific challenges that come with handling that?
the biggest challenge is that it's boring.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. No,
No, but it's not
makes
too hard.
sense.
No, it's we don't have like a million transactions going in every day. It's kind of slow for right now, so we log it, and once we do those big events, then it's a little tricky. But so we can take our time and.
Now we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're actually going to take a question from someone in our studio audience. So we got a lot of hands. How about you, ma'am, in the back with the blue?
Hi, I was just wondering, where can I find your product at?
So we actually sell on Etsy.com. We have our own store there, and it's pretty cool environment because there's a lot of natural items, homemade items, and so we thought that we would fit in perfectly when we began this company. And it's been great to work with Etsy for the last year, but I think as we're growing more momentum, it's not really a great place for us because people are buying makeup, or not buying makeup on Etsy. It's not a place that people think of beauty and natural goods like that. So we're working on developing our own website, so that's kind of exciting, coming hopefully before Christmas time. But also you can check us out at any local events. You can check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll link you to those types of events that we're working on.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, very good question. And kind of eye-opening about what your your process is and where you're kind of moving forward in the
Exactly.
company. So that's very cool.
We're very
To kind of hear
excited.
about that. So to kind of wrap up and kind of finish up, I just wanted to ask you, what do you think of, or what do you feel makes your business successful?
Yeah, that's a hard question, but I think what makes our business successful is that we have created this product that's innovative and different, and using something that we use every day as women in a totally new way by using products that are organic, that are safe for the environment, that are safe for our own skin, that are able to be changed by us, and work with how we feel and how we want to look, and giving girls that kind of opportunity to do something creative and healthy and safe is not a way that people have thought of makeup before. So it's kind of cool to be doing something different, even though it's small.
That is that is amazing, and we definitely are very happy to have you and to be able to hear about your product and your amazing company that you've been starting. So check them out on Facebook, Instagram, Etsy, Twitter, everything like that. They have a very strong social media presence, and we wanted to thank you